Toronto 7th Poet Laureate, longtime arts activist, godmother of everything, and longtime admirer of the revolutionary master of what Lee Maracle calls warring words. Oh yes, Bill is a word warrior.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, there are, my work represents many traditions, and of course my heritage, where I was born, grew up, the kind of poetics that I encountered, and then moving to Canada. Of course, there's a great variety of what's there, but the thing that captures my imagination are those badness that happens in poetry, in the line, in the word, those who make revolution in remaking poetics, and just recharting language, making it do whatever you want to do. And for me, that's just such a great empowering thing. I've known Bill for many years. I teach at OCAD, and I brought him into my class for many years over a period of time. And of course, we're always in touch. I call him Brother Bill, my brother from a different mother. And I also recognize that Bill's dad was the lawyer who defended Viola Desmond when she was charged in Halifax for sitting in the white section of the theater. I know these are some of the details we don't kind of know. So, all right, so I just want to say, you know, I'm part of Bill's tradition and proud to be it. And I have a student in here who has been captivated by Bill and captivated by what I have brought from what I've learned from Bill. And Jean, I want to recognize you because, you know, it doesn't make a teacher prouder to see, you know, just somebody grab that spark and blow up with it. I'm just going to read a poem, just, you know, I'll just read it and you'll see, and I'll try and improvise as I'm reading it in the whole spirit of everything. I mean, 85 years, man, that's a long time. That's a blessing. Yeah, I'm inspired. The Village Corner, Yorkville, pen down Cleve Street, Cafe El Patio, Neil Young and Rick James mainlining music like you've never seen, guitar and hipster cools. All those dreamy riffs, power verse, curving, Duke Redbird's eloquence rooted in the land, down Kensington Lane, Gordon Lightfoot whispers, Canada, we are. Sylvia and Ian Tyson, a mood away. Folk before folk was young. Cobblestone streets and laneways huddle with rumors too eager to accept free love like a panhandler's loot, crawling all over time like there was never a clock or calendar invented. Time lived as easily as one should. Servant, not master. Yeah. Let the building build themselves. Let the city managers go to their stinking, boring lives. We will take their children and turn them into freedom lovers. Break the rules, make them babble and inhale holy grass. Not far from the riverboat, St. Marie grooves indictments soldering on universally, calling us awake as Joni Mitchell grooms flower power tuning strings in Vera's rooming house, readying to burn vocal tracks at the Penny Farthing. At the Bohemian Embassy, Dan Hill's afro stood out. Margaret Atwood, B.P. Nicol, Gwendolyn McEwen, carving words out from the old. David Donnell, already gone rouge. Michael Ondaatje's awkward tongue, finding the two Billies. Billy the Kid and Billy the Holiday. That is. B.P. Channels, Bill Bissett, piss on it. We'll free the syllable liberated from its Puritan hell. Poets making a joyful wave and foaming at the mouth. New voices, new voices. Something wonderfully lush. New meaning to Canadian. This land, rich with raw, rounding words, flying out of skin, shocking and comforting, and at home all at once, community. This land trampled and stolen, swollen like a kept woman's song. That was how we freed ourselves to be ourselves, with language storming the barricades, language flaming in our hands. Just to Bill, he said, thank you.
Indeed. Happy birthday, Bill. All right, next up we have Chad Juriansz. He's a poet and author of Notes from a Journey, a longtime supporter and member of the secret Handshake community. Please step up to the stage.
Orange pekoe growing within the fields of Ceylon, plucked fresh tea leaves, grey tea leaves for the monk on Adam's Peak. Every cup kept lost in my teapot. Buddha's clothes, Buddha's chants for Siberia. Water brings tea from the pack. Water encourages alligators to rise from the sacred trap. The kettle boils amidst a new day. Rise and shine, black tea, green tea, herbal tea. Awake loose leaf tea, unpowdered tea, packed tea. Shaman deity of the day, bring us close together, going to black, not white. No matter the kind of the spice, throughout the line fortress we have come. Black priest in Siberia, or on a man or woman. Beloved water, drunk my passion, juices delicious. Golden state of mind, where we rise to the top of nowhere, fantasy of the night. Beloved altar, now ablaze with incense. Fruit and cup wine of desire. I am one with the galaxy forever. Two more. Hiking in the woods, finding a cave. The tomb is found. The tomb is surrounded by burning incense musk odor. The stream of water can be heard amongst the forest creatures. Suddenly a bear appears and the scent of blood is in the air. Behold, the ferocious bear appears to be a dead body.
Well, I think Bill is always there to transform turbulence into something wonderful. And today I have one poem which I wrote, and I haven't gone over it with Bill yet like I usually do. Ode to Bill Bissett. Lunaria has called, and shadows merge with angels seeking time's origin with breath. And and the kites of blossom wings that fly in entropy as he emerges, once submerged, confess. One listless concubine left in purgatory wallows in a forgotten moment, and seamless ties of plasma ricochet inside. Her angels sit inside him, and his tempo waltzes like an embryo brought to life, tangled in inertia, and the placenta travels with him as he whispers to his star and shakes hands with all sentient beings he meets, then crawls to refuge in a dialectical rhythm. His symmetrical voice gives birth to melodies, and he carries his own song to earth and listens to the children of the world. I see him in a prism. He moves in a hologram. He's a fairy with an eagle's eye, walking with sensation. Thank you for everything always, Dr. Bill, and happy birthday.
For so many years, the amazing, brilliant Henry Martinuk, who says, and from singing on stage with Ella Fitzgerald to celebrating Bill Bissett tonight, Henry Martinuk has enjoyed the journey. And we've enjoyed the journey with you. Thank you, sir.
It's always an honor to get a phone call from Bill. I really enjoy talking to Bill. This is a poem I wrote after we had talked for quite a long time, and he always puts me in a good mood. It's called Bottling Bill. Oh, that we could bottle Bill, that enthusiastic, raging Bill, bringing such joy over the phone and emails getting closer. Give us a booster shot of Bill, guaranteed to increase our will. And this is a new one that is based on an incident that happened at the Secret Handshake earlier this month. And it names names. Tuesday afternoon at the Secret Handshake, weaving conversations from thread to thread. Tuesday afternoon, with my back to the door, the coyote suddenly entered and interrupted our flow. Received with kindness, he slunk into the washroom. Tuesday afternoon, and time was compromised. Bill and George went to investigate the suspicious absence, so disturbing. Found the Kensington kamikaze fixing up while lying his denials. A sense of things to come when the safe consumption sites shut. Thanks, Doug Ford, for your twisted priorities and lack of sociology. Doug Ford and your creeping cronies should remember Walkerton and the people who died there. Doug Ford and your many aggressive transgressions, from the attempted rape of the Green Belt to the closing of the Science Center and the decimation of Ontario Place, and so much more to come. If you're so inclined, give a salute to Doug Ford. Thank you.
Come up to the stage, Honey Novick.
I have been quite emotional. It's Bill's birthday, but for me, you are all celebrating the life and enrichment of my friend who has not only enriched my life, but has introduced me to all of my new friends. Other than other than my friend Mimi, who's here, most of you I know through Bill. So as Adeena said, Bill and I met at the Milton Acorn Festival in Charlottetown. My background is an original Miss General Idea, as is Mimi Page, Miss Mimi, who's here. And Mimi said, why didn't we meet Bill before? Because we were basically, on the same kind of trajectory, but I guess, you meet when you meet. So having said all of that, before I read my piece and sing a little song, I just wanted to say and tell you that Bill and I talk frequently, if not almost every day, I know from Bill how very much I am loved. We talk politics, we gossip, we do all of that kind of stuff. And you all know what a wonderful friend and human being we have in Bill Bissett. So, thank you. Yes, please don't applaud me, applaud Bill. Okay, I hope you never get tired of hearing this. This is called beat poetry for Bill. When you walk to the beat of your feet, when you walk on the street to the beat of your feet, this is poetry with a beat. But is it beat poetry? Let me see. No. Beat poetry is another kettle of lit. Ginsberg, Corso, Burroughs, and the Jack of all Kerouacs, they were the beat poets, as in beatniks. But sometimes they were poets with a beat. They wrote in a time when questions were asked about rhyme and brought to the fore a new language galore. Ginsberg's Howl and Cottage for His Father revolutionized the whole poetry genre. Corso was the youngest, a scholar. A biopic needs to be made. Burroughs ate his naked lunch in the midst of a tirade, but it was the Jack of all Kerouacs who said something great. And this is the story I want to relate. In the Paris Review, an interview in 1968, Jack had this to say, quote, "You know who's a great poet? I know who the great poets are. Let's see, is it William Bissett of Vancouver, an Indian boy, Bill Bissett or Bissonette?" End quote. When you walk to the beat of your feet, when you walk on the street to the beat of your feet, this is poetry with a beat. But is it beat poetry? Let me see. No. Beat poetry is another kettle of lit. Jack was talking about my friend Bill, Dr. Bill Bissett, alive and well, stories and poems he could tell, like lightning, magic, rainbows. Are you raging? Yes, I'm raging, and I'm waging a war against those who may not know poetry. So, with a clickety-clack and a hoppity step, poetry is more than a schlepp with a step. Look it up, it's Yiddish, not Kaddish, which is Hebrew, and a prayer for the dead, but it could be Kiddush, which is a blessing. Bill is Canadian, a treasure of this nation, born in the East, the Maritimes, me old trout, lived in the West, now centrally located, I feel, is best. What Jack said is really the truth. Bill is great and funny and kind, a prolific writer with an engaging mind. When you walk to the beat of your feet, when you walk on the street to the beat of your feet, this is poetry with a beat. But is it beat poetry? Let me see. No, beat poetry is another kettle of lit. Bill Bissett is a treasure we were lucky enough to find. Quote, "When he was a boy in Alabama, the salmon spawned on Young Street. They spawned to the beat in the heat of a charming bleat, where goats were a-gloaming, lunarians were a-roaming, lunarians are a-homing, to the spawn of a midsummer's lawn." Jack should know. He did say, from the lips of one who led the way, on the road carrying a load, ideas, thoughts, minions of opinions, look to the north, look downtown. Bill Bissett is a brilliant Canadian of great renown. When you walk to the beat of your feet, when you walk on the street to the beat of your feet, this is poetry with a beat. But is it beat poetry? Let me see. No, beat poetry is another kettle of lit. My inspiration, my very dear friend. Usually I tell you that I love you on the phone, and you tell me. This time I tell you in person, as witnessed by our friends. So one time we were at the Secret Handshake Gallery, and the conversation came out, and the gist of it is that I say, Bill is kind. He teaches me truly what compassion is. And I'd like to sing for you a song in Aramaic, the language of Jesus, about, it's the Hebrew prayer for compassion.
His sound, poetry, embraces the irrational and strives for personal transformation at any cost. He is also the writer, director, and producer of no-budget art house films. And may I just also add, he was a main contributor to when we had Bill's 80th birthday 5 years ago. We had 5 separate events, and he was at almost every single one of them. Welcome, Wes Rickert.
It's great to be here. Zuz, 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 huzzah, 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 huzzah. Instant Lulu, lunarian birthday cake. Instant atomic, lunarian, candles, instant, tipping instant, lunarian, silk, ha, top hats, hat top hats, hat tops, awesome, enraging, excellent. Can you dig it? It can you dig you can it. It instant happy, balloon, language, luggage, deluge, proto-purpose, pouring concrete, shoes, running, paragraphs, and liberté, love. Love running, love paragraphs. Love, love, love peeling magic oranges instant. No cap, cap, no pit, no tops. No diction, air, Aries. Huzzah. 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 85 orchestras. Finding particulates. Architecture. Breathing all. Ha. Buzzing. Zing, humzing, marking, principle, pen, and shooting, monsters, scissors, for your Rika, easy. Fou de joie, public honor guest, opera jubilant show, floating mist, existential, all list. Think, commune, all, toast. Partee. Huzzah! Supermarkets exclaim. Clam. May clam. Shun. Trophy narrative. Sweet maple syrup diaphragm. Sweet maple syrup diaphragm. Catching beaver sounds. Made in Canada. 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 Hockey melody. Melting Luddite. Supposition. Recording national trip. Asphalt steady. Asphalt road. Asphalt. Sunshine Highway. Ink dawning. Hope Hotel. Is that this is a solid line. Bone fat. Dr. Bill.
That inspiration for me for so many years. First read him when I was 15 in high school. A big fan, and I found out of his since, and I finally got to meet him in 2013 when I asked him to headline for a festival called Mad Pride. He did it for 2 years for us, and it was a thrill for me to have that opportunity to get to know him. I think we've become friends. I consider him a mentor and a friend, and couldn't be a better mentor. We've discussed poetry since 2013. Since I'm I fancy myself a poet, who could get a better education than that, Anyway, I'm going to do something that I know Bill likes, and then there's another couple of poems. This is called I Thought I Heard Your Voice Tonight, or Your Voice Tonight, and I know he likes it, so I'm going to send it with love to you, Bill, And here it goes. Your voice tonight. I've struggled and I've searched. Just when I thought I hit pay dirt, all the questions became meaningless, all the answers null and void. That's a way for me to say, I thought I heard your voice tonight coming in from the window, coming in from over the lake. When I was ready, my hand became unsteady. I placed the bet down. Straight flushes came up all around. That's one more way to say, I thought I heard your voice tonight, coming up the driveway in a walk, sitting down on the porch. I am condemned, though no one can guess it. If they'd look me in the eye, I'd gladly confess it. By which I mean to say, I thought I heard your voice tonight, rising up with the breeze, blowing down to the sea. They said, speak up to be heard. I took them at their word. In theory, it worked so well. In practice, there was nothing to tell. That's another way to say, I thought I heard your voice tonight from a corner of the street, drift up into the trees. I do hear it around here a bit, your voice and the lilt in it. I don't find it in the empty air. It's in my heart, I hear it there. And that's why I say I thought I heard your voice tonight, coming in from the window, coming in from over the lake. Thank you. But does anybody want to really know what Bill rescued us from? I mean, a sight patients. This is what this is what I consider something. It goes like this. In observance of my loneliness, I'm writing because the TED Talks didn't help, and it's late, and there is no cable, and I'm tired, and there is no window to the outside world. And I'm thinking the starry scenes above must be screaming like a silence, or some other sheer mad poetry that should be ripping in me. And like bravado and solitude, the voices persist in the crazy sameness of my monotone mania. And by scientific jargon, the confinement was given title with a hell-bound twist on words on darkness, and terms like schizophrenic were brokered by inappropriate pronouns, and the poet in me was the lover in me, and both entities were in disconnect. And no one could see me, and I could not shine in that light, and the improbable was sought as wonder broke apart into many eyes, and no escape was possible from the glare. To the watchman, I cried loud enough to be heard, and he stared dead into his own life. The nurse brought a needle to be stuck into my arm. She had memorized a manual of efficiency. Would hourly injections redeem me from an inability to see light? And if they didn't work, she said there was always shock therapy. I remember again the steps choreographed by the watchman, the nurse, and me. I recall the power moving in us, so hidden, so obscene. And I was frightened, and I'm sure everyone is frightened still. Anyway, thanks, Bill. All the best.
I'm friends and fans of Bill. I'm the administrator, and I see you post stuff. If you ever want to post some of your photos of tonight or any of the film or whatever, please, by all means, okay? You're on Friends and Fans of Bill Bissett? Yeah. I'm taking lots of film. Please post if you'd like to. Great.
Do you want carrot or do you want chocolate? It's raging. I'll take it.
And I'm just trying to find you a classical thing. Or, you can just...
I'll get some coffee for you.
I'm good. I think this is our...
Chocolate cake?
Thank you.
There you go.
Oh, come on.
Actually, okay.